Hey friends, full reactions in the link in the description below, so pause, leave a like, really helps with the channel, subscribe, and come back after you watch the reaction for the discussion. Give you some time to do that. Review and commentary starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So in the post-outro scene, we learn that this little girl's name is ERI, and yeah, I think we're starting to get a bit of a picture as to why she's featured so heavily in the intro and the outro, especially if she's under the thumb of Overhaul. And this is Deku's first day on the job, and he's thrown right into the deep end, immediately coming face to face with Overhaul. And we don't even see Mirio in the shot. I don't know, weren't they supposed to be patrolling together? But yeah, Deku has to sense that Eri was running away from Overhaul, but can he even take action? Because Night Eye wanted him and Mirio not to tip off Overhaul that he was under surveillance. And what exactly is Eri to Overhaul? Was she kidnapped? Is she being held hostage? Maybe she has a useful quirk. Maybe she's actually related to Overhaul in some way. But I have to imagine he's mistreating her with her being so scared. And we see she has bandages on her arm. I've noticed them unfurling in the opening, but we kind of see her at a distance, and I don't know if she has bruises or scars there from possible abuse coming from Overhaul. Whatever the case, she's terrified of him, trembling, and obviously she was trying to run away. And the whole thing is in a post-outro scene that some people might have missed. I mean, the episode title was even Boy Meets... I mean, it means boy meets girl, right? Given Deku meeting Eri, and yet it happened after the outro. I'm not sure they'll. I'm pretty sure they'll go over it again in the next episode, but I wasn't expecting such a big development. Things getting suddenly so much more serious after pretty much a really lighthearted episode overall. But yeah, the rest of the episode. First, Deku and Night Eye fanboyed over All Might, and it turns out that Deku's impression was based off the one time All Might saved someone from drowning in a river, but the guy had turned the river into vinegar, so All Might was wincing. Oh man. I think Night Eye likes Deku as a person though, and they get along if Deku hadn't inherited One for All. The test against Night Eye was interesting. He has Foresight as his quirk, and he says the conditions for activating are kept a secret. I'm thinking so that the villains don't know how to get around it somehow. But yeah, really interesting because Mirio said he learned how to anticipate enemy movements since he's got to disappear for moments at a time. And he said he got a lot stronger after his work study. So since he mentioned that, I've been asking, like, did Sir Night Eye somehow teach him to anticipate enemy movements? But never did I think that he could actually see everything so far ahead of time. And I wonder if having Foresight, the quirk, somehow gave Night Eye insight into how to teach Mirio to anticipate enemy movements. Because that would be really interesting, right? But yeah, either way, another amazing defensive quirk. I mentioned how Mirio has an impenetrable defense, essentially, and Night Eye can't be hit by someone if he activates his quirk, provided they aren't so fast that he can't react or he isn't able to make physical contact and eye contact. But yeah, he can see what choices someone will make for the next hour, and that could be very, very useful. Can that somehow be used to strategize in like infiltration missions? I would think it would have been I think it would have been great for the attack on the League of Villains to get back Bakugo, but the language used in describing his quirk is so specific, he can see what choices you make in the next hour. So let's say he activated his quirk on All Might before the Camino Ward incident. Could he see that All Might would fight All for One, or would he just know about the choice that All Might made to use the last embers of One for All? I don't know, but I guess my question is, does he see what will happen play out like a video in his mind, or does he have information about the person over the next hour just like pop into his mind, like as if he's reading text? And also, how many people can he activate his quirk on at once? Because it could be another seriously broken quirk. Probably more useful for reconnaissance and support than actual fighting, I would say, but still very useful in battle as well. Yeah, like it's like an A tier quirk in battle, but like an SS tier quirk in support, kind of like Venti, Genshin Impact reference for you guys. Anyway, he called Deku's attacks a knockoff of Gran Torino's, which is fair. The test actually has some striking similarities to Gran Torino's, but Deku is unable to get the stamp. Does make Night Eye laugh though when he realizes that Deku avoided all the All Might memorabilia in the room. Another thing that made me think that they would get along if it wasn't for Deku having one for all. That must have been very, very difficult for Deku to avoid all of the All Might stuff in the office, though. That's like being a hot woman and trying to avoid Mineta's gaze. Just nearly impossible. But Night Eye only agrees to take on Deku to dissuade him from keeping one for all. He wants Deku to willingly give it up to Mirio because he believes Mirio is a much more suited host to house one for all, much more suited to being the symbol of peace. And I do think Mirio is closer to being the ideal symbol of peace, but if Deku did give it up, we'd have one overpowered hero as opposed to one overpowered hero and another really amazing hero with Mirio, right? So I feel like Mirror's already the man closest to number one, even without one for all. And actually, society's been talking about how they rely too much on one hero in All Might, so maybe we can have multiple symbols of peace. I would say that Mirror is pretty overpowered even without one for all, and having an array of heroes would be really cool, I think. And I think Mirio deserves a place on the stage and the admiration of everybody else out there as well. And I mean, Deku's not there yet, but he's been trying so hard to be the best, and I think he can get there someday too. But yeah, once Deku gets back to the dorms, we hear that some of the other characters are being called by the other two in the big three. Kirishima is called by Amajiki, and Uraraka and Froppy are called by Nejire, so yay, work studies! Don't know who they're, like, with the professional heroes they're working for, though I guess they might be in the opening. I didn't look too close though, but Tokoyami is also requested by Hawks. Bird Bros! First time hearing the name Hawks, though. He's the number 3 hero, and I think it doesn't account for All Might retiring, because if it did, Best Jeanist was 4th, and he would have moved into 3rd, except he was so badly hurt, so Edgeshot would have moved up to number 3. So unless Hawks somehow leapt over both of them, it's likely they haven't updated the rankings since All Might retired. And yeah, he's the 2nd hero, essentially, right after Endeavor at the moment. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing all these work studies. Hopefully we get a lot of them, and it seems like we might shift focus to more on Deku though, but I would be really, really supremely interested in seeing the rest as well. Anyway, hyped up for the next episode. They finally introduced this cute little girl that's been in the intro and outro all season. ERI, gotta save her, Deku. Gotta do it. Alright guys, gonna give this an 8.5. Got a feeling it's gonna get so much better so soon though, so really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, leave a like, really helps with the channel, and early reactions 1 week ahead over on Patreon in the early reaction tier, and 3 weeks early in the full reaction tier. Alright, bye friends. And where's the button?